as I mentioned, Dow down 180, NASDAQ down double that, 380. Bitcoin taking a little bit of a shellacking today, but Ether doing fine. And we check in every Tuesday with Dan Hernandez, who joins us right now to give you some insights on what's going on with your portfolio. Dan's the president of Milestone Wealth Management. You can reach him at dhernandez@lincolninvestment.com. Hey, Dan, how are you, brother?
I'm good, John. How you doing? Missed you.
I know. I'm trying to get through it here. We're doing some upgrades, and I've been going to court with my petition battle. What a mess. But anyway, seems to be a mess going on over at Robinhood. I know you're not the biggest on the cryptos and the other stuff, but this Dogecoin seems to be like a speculative tool. All these, Reddit users make it fly all over the place. And now the same users who have brought it to prominence are having problems buying it, I'm hearing, at Robinhood.
Yeah, I mean, Robinhood is, that they got a couple things going on. Number one, they're, since this whole thing came to light, they've gotten inundated with users. They're now coming under fire a little bit as it's, as we're finding out that they're actually getting compensated from market makers that they're directing trades to. And then while that's happening, you're right, their ability to trade on some of these cryptocurrencies is faltering a little bit, and that's scary. It happened, and I know you're a Bitcoin guy. My brief Bitcoin stint, about a year and a half ago, was right when Coinbase, that website went down for a brief period of time, and people went nuts. Bitcoin dropped, and that is probably what's happening right now. I think everything's going to be all right, but for a few days, some people are getting frantic.
So Dan, everybody, like you said, they had an influx of users. Everybody's, all crazy excited about Robinhood. Oh, it's free. It's this, it's that. It's definitely competitive to what you do. Meaning, I know they don't do anything like you do, but I'm saying they, to me, false advertise a cost-free way to trade. But in fact, the no-fee model has costs because they're selling the order flow, and there are people that are actually executing in front of you.
Yeah. So it's low cost and it's free, yet somehow they have revenue of $240 million. So the real question comes to mind is, who exactly are they catering to? Who is their customer? Who's their client? Because it's pretty apparent that their customer, the people they should care about, is not these individual traders. It's the companies they're selling these trades to, and they're selling information to based on on the traders they do have. So
And you guys out there watching, thank you for tuning in. You're watching Liquid Lunch. It's terrific Tuesday. I'm with Dan Hernandez. You got to realize this, and I've used this analogy before, but if you understand it, you're told that Facebook is free to you. It doesn't cost you anything. But Facebook actually captures as much information as they can from you, and then they resell it to people who want to sell you things, or people who want to buy your information as a lead. So they're making billions of dollars by you thinking it's free. And this is the same exact thing. Dan, it reminds me of, I don't know if you ever read the book, The Big Short, about subprime mortgage crisis.
Sure.
And you know what happened there, right? They basically had to manufacture buyers so they could short them, collateralized paper. All right. And they just needed a name to throw on the hook, basically. Right. So I feel like this is the same thing. Robinhood will spend as much money as they have to capture new accounts, to create order flow, to sell.
Yeah, no, and it's starting to, and they're coming under fire for that. They're coming under fire for how good are they for the industry. They're encouraging trades. It's a very casual, a very casual relationship they have with these investors, that they're encouraging them to trade, and that encouraging young investors to trade is a good thing, but it's also going to add a whole lot of volatility to the market, because it seems like they're encouraging volume,
Yeah,
and that's the scary part.
I agree with you. And to me, I've been around a while. I'm older than you. I'm an old Wall Street sea hag, but I see friends of mine that have the Robinhood account, and they send me, like, Robinhood puts out the top actives and they send people alerts on stuff, right? And people send me, "Oh, I'm buying this Robinhood just," and I'm like, they're just sitting there like shooting fish in a barrel,
Yeah.
right? They're telling people this looks good, everyone else is buying it, and people don't know why they're buying it. They just got it from Robinhood, and it looks like it's going up at this point. Meantime, to me, Citadel's sitting on the other side eating up all those orders, because they know once the initial enthusiasm goes away, the thing's going to drop and they're going to cover it lower, and they
Yep.
just take the short on.
Yeah, so they're encouraging this volume, not giving their investors any real information that's going to make them money, just giving them information that's going to make them trade. It's going to make them be active. So you're right. So Citadel is absorbing these trades and getting the information and compensating Robinhood back. So that's got to be fleshed out a little bit.
No doubt about it. And I had on Andrew Ragusa yesterday from Remy Realty. He was talking about how there's a big shortage out there because there's no foreclosures, a big shortage of houses. That's why house prices are up and all this other stuff. Similar thing I'm hearing is happening with cars. Everybody's leases were up, and everybody's out there looking for new cars. There's not a lot of new cars, and used car prices are skyrocketing now.
Yeah. New dealerships, new auto dealerships are low in inventory. So what do you do if you can't buy a new car? Then you're going to get a gently used car, and that's why companies like Carvana are going to start to come into play a little bit, and they're benefiting from that news. So yeah, it's the same principle. The shortage of new cars, just like houses. Materials are hard to get. New cars are hard to get, and that's what's going on.
No doubt about it. My lease is actually up, so I've been looking for a new car, and all the cars I like, they're like going for over sticker price. Like, if you want it, you got to pay up for the damn thing, right? So I said to my buddy, "Look, maybe I'll just go to an auction with you and buy like a Range Rover or something a couple years old, and wait it out, and next year or something I'll get something new, And he was telling me that, like, a year ago, 2 or 3 year old Range Rover was going at the auction for like 35, 40 grand, right? And now they're going for close to 50 grand. The same truck, right? So he's like telling me, as a friend, "John, you're better off paying over sticker to get a new car with all the warranties and everything, than buying a used car with a premium on it, because not only are you paying a premium, you're getting a car that's old and some of the warranties already ran out on it. So you might be better off just paying up for the new car in the long run." So we're in a weird time when used car salesmen are telling you to go buy a new car.
Yeah, now we're in a weird time regarding a lot of stuff. I have clients that are looking to invest in real estate because they see those prices going through the roof and interest rates are low. And look, as a financial advisor, anytime things are upside down the way they are now, it's scary. And I don't think anyone can count on, at least real estate wise, for this market to continue the way it's going right now. And I'm just telling people to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, Warren Buffett, J. Paul Getty, they all go by the same thing. You buy when they're selling and you sell when they're buying, and the contrarian philosophy seems to work in the long run. I would say certainly with real estate right now, because this is the seller's it's a seller's market. You know what I'm saying? I think personally.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely insane. You have people, bidding wars. Properties aren't staying on the market, and when they sell, they're selling over asking price. And that's, I don't want to say it, but that starts to be the sign of a bubble. And I don't think this is 2008. Don't get me wrong, because they're not issuing the same kind of mortgages they were then,
Yep.
and that was a big part of the problem then.
The thing
But
I'm scared about 2008, Dan, is that because of these new rules with no evictions and no foreclosures, it's causing like a double banger effect, right? No one's paying their rent. So the people that are over leveraged and needed the rent to pay their service, they can't pay their mortgage, right? Because they're not getting rent. And neither you can't evict the tenant, and the bank can't foreclose on the multifamily property owner, right? So I'm thinking that at some point the banks could have so much liability on their balance sheet from the people who aren't paying the mortgage that they're going to have to up their reserves. I feel like a bank could crack, not from a bad mortgage, from an existing mortgage that the tenants aren't paying.
but if that scenario was brought about by the government and by the regulations that are saying you can't foreclose and you can't evict, then who's gonna come to the rescue of the banks?
No, well, that's what I'm saying, and there we are. We're right back to 2008 and a too big
Yeah.
to fail thing. The government, hey, all right, we locked this all up. We're sorry. Washington Mutual blew up. We're gonna save. We're back to too big to fail again.
Yeah, well, that's what the banks are that's what they're gonna tell the government. You put us in this predicament by not allowing us to foreclose.
No doubt about it. Dan, we got about a minute left. Yesterday, 2 cruise ships returned to port in Texas, so it looks like cruises may be getting back on the way. But airlines are reporting that many people are trying to travel with fake COVID-19 positive tests.
Yeah, that's a surprise, huh? That people would try to do that. Yeah, and they're putting now these airline employees in a position that they can't possibly be in. These airline employees are gonna try to determine what's a real COVID result and what isn't. It's a bad scenario. But in the past we've talked about this and about the leisure industry, the cruise lines, the airlines, and they're up pretty nice. So there's a school of thought out there that this recovery is already kind of baked into these prices, but I think there's still gonna be some room to move there.
Yeah, I'm really worried about the market at these levels. I got to be honest with you, because, I feel like the market's relying on 2 things. Joe Biden's going to keep spending, and Joe Manchin is going to, keep some logjam, stop letting some of the major stuff like statehood and packing the court and removing the filibuster. So I think the market has like this sense of security right now that companies are going to keep getting flooded with money. And Manchin's not going to let them do a full takeover. But if one of those things, if the Manchin side changes, I think the market could crash.
Yeah, I mean regarding the tax reform and the tax bill that's out there, the market definitely has a sense that whatever ultimately gets passed is going to be nowhere near what's being proposed right now. So therefore, it's really not worrying about it. It's not paying attention. But that kind of plays into what you're saying, because scary as these things are, they're only scary if they get passed, and there is a sense that whatever gets passed isn't going to be nearly as bad as what's being proposed. So the market's forging ahead.
I think, yeah, I mean, over the course of, my history on Wall Street, I feel like markets tend to like gridlock, Washington gridlock, that nothing crazy is going to happen. Just, they can battle it back and forth, but
no, the market hates change, and gridlock is the opposite of change. It's a status quo.
Status quo, exactly.
Yep.
Well, the status quo is this: if you need some good advice, you need someone to talk to, you got to check out Dan Hernandez. president of Milestone Wealth Management. You can reach him at D Hernandez at Lincoln Investment, and you can go to his website at milestonewealthmanagement.net. Dan, always good talking to you. Great to be back with you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
John, thanks. See you next week.
See you, man. All right.